Alright, and we're back for the second leg of our little tour around Manhattan. Remember, we landed at the Manhattan Heliport, and now we're going to the East 34th Street Heliport. It's kind of hard to find, but I'll show you where it is, and it's a nice place to land at. So we're jumping back into the helicopter. Everything is the way we left it. So we'll turn on the landing lights now before we take off for a change. Statue of Liberty there in the background, and let's go. 40%. Helicopter's getting light on the wheels. Lifting off, picking up the nose, 5 degrees. Slight bank to the left, and we're airborne. Checking hover power, about 70 torque. Doing a little turn away from the pad, and off we go. So you may see a weird effect when you look at the reflections. Look at the way they appear and the way they disappear. Now this is what you call screen space reflection. The computer can only reflect what it sees on the screen. It doesn't know that the bridge is there, it just sees it on the screen. If I move so that the bridge disappears, the reflection disappears. This is not like real ray tracing, but it's much faster than real reflections, so this is what modern games use. And especially when you fly around areas like this with lots of water, you may notice these artifacts. Now another thing I want to show you on this short flight is the SAS boost. If you turn on the SAS boost down here, you will find that the helicopter becomes much more stable. If you let go, it will tend to keep its pitch and roll much stronger than before. It's like the SAS, the stability augmentation system, on steroids. So it's I guess it's a matter of preference what you like to fly with. I would like to know how real pilots do it, if they always have the boost on because it makes the helicopter to fly easier, or if they do it sometimes in more challenging situations, or if they like to leave it off so that they do not lose their skills in balancing the helicopter. I don't know how that works. So you can see now I'm in forward flight. Look at my torque. It's about 40-42. I'm in translational lift. This makes it much easier for the helicopter to stay in the air. Now we're entering some low-hanging clouds. I'm going to turn on the engine anti-ice. The engine anti-ice in the UH60 is powered by bleed air from the engines. And if you turn it on, you will see the turbine gas temperature increase slightly because the engines have to burn a little more fuel to keep up the RPM. Now if you look outside, when you pass this little marina there with the sailboats, that's time to start slowing for your approach. And you will see the heliport in a second. It is not a place to rush in. Why is that? Because it's actually right pretty much under the overpass. You see that road that runs right there by the bank, by the river bank, and it's nestled underneath the buildings, the terminal buildings, or the FBO, whatever you want to call it, is underneath that overpass, and we want to really come in slow. I'm not sure if Blackhawks are really allowed to operate there. I could imagine that they're not, just because they're so big. But slowing below 20 knots, I need to add a little power. And I want to move in really slow, really careful. Too close, you're going to touch the blades on the bridge, which would certainly ruin your day. And not far enough forward and your tail wheel gets wet. Would probably not be the end of the world, but everyone's watching you come in. so you don't want to embarrass yourself. So this is probably a situation where the SAS boost comes in very handy. You can see that little arrow there on the right. That's an indication of how far forward you want to be with the pilot as you touch down. And this is about close enough for comfort. Bring it down gently. Let's watch the replay. And on the replay you can see actually how close the helicopter will get to the overpass when it lands. For me as a 747 pilot, this is gut-wrenching to get that close to obstacles and to things, but I guess for helicopter pilots this is plenty of room to spare. You can see the car stopped there. That's a long-standing bug and explain on replay. Cars will stop, and you see the tail wheel fits nicely. Oh, there it goes again. Okay, we're landed. Now I want to show you what you do if you want to disembark passengers without shutting down all the way. We're going to turn off the engine, anti-ice again, and we're going to lock the tail wheel so the helicopter cannot swerve left and right by accident, and we'll bring back throttles all the way to idle. Turn off the landing light, silence the alarm. Oops, I'm behind the seat. And you want to grab the rotor brake and pull it all the way down. I'm not sure how strong this would be in the real Blackhawk if it manages to shut down or stop the rotor from turning all the way. But here it actually makes it spin really slow enough so that I feel passengers could disembark if they're being watched and don't hit their head exiting the helicopter to the front. So let's open the doors and have a good day. Fly the friendly skies again with us.